Okay, close 3x more B2B sales the easy way. This is exactly what I did when I grew my agency to $2 million a year. And I'm going to give it all away over here for free. So watch the entire video and let's get into the show. What you're going to get is the entire sales process that Jeremy Miner taught me. You guys know who Jeremy Miner is? Let's look him up. This dude, okay, top sales guy in America for many, many years, and that means selling $2 million a month more of product or service, whatever he was selling independently, not as a business owner. Now he's a guru and he teaches this. But back in 2016, I was one of his first students, and I'm going to teach you his entire process. Okay, so let's dive in over here. Rapport. Okay, what does that really mean? That means that when I get on a sales call, I'm going to chop it up. I'm just going to shoot the crap with someone. I'm going to make sure that we find something that we have in common. Like recently, I was on a call with a guy, and I was looking at him, and I'm like, "Yo, this guy's Latino." Okay, and why is that significant? I'm not Latino. I'm a brown ass guy. So instead of just getting into what it is that I'm looking for and what I want to know, I just asked him, "Hey, bro, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from?" And he said, "Well, I'm originally Bolivian." And I said, "Damn, bro, habla español." And then I started speaking to him in Spanish, and then we had like a 5 minute conversation in Spanish, and he was just more just relaxed as a result of having that thing in common. And I talked to him a little bit about his country and how I really want to visit over there and da 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 da. And we just started building rapport that way. When I used to sell to roofing contractors, and they would say to me, "Hey, I'm speaking out of Dallas Fort Worth," and I'd think to myself, "Okay, we have a bunch of clients in Dallas Fort Worth, and they're doing really well." And I'd bring that up. I'd mention that any way that I can create affinity. That's really what my rapport building process is. I'm trying to create affinity with my prospect. I will do that. And then really the next step over here after building that rapport is to go ahead and set expectations for the call. Okay. Expectation setting on the call is really, hey man, this is going to be about a 20, 25-minute conversation. And I wanted to learn a bit more about what it is that you are doing right now in your marketing, what it is that you think you should be doing, what's not going well. And really, through this process, I'm going to see if what we offer is even going to be a fit for you or not. Now, my promise to you over here right now is that I'm going to be acting as a trusted advisor. I don't necessarily know that my product is the best for you, but if it isn't, I'll be the first to tell you. And I'm not just going to push you into getting something that you don't need and isn't going to get you the results. I'm not some slick oil salesperson over here. Does that sound good to you? You'll say, okay, cool. And then if it is a fit, I'll lay out exactly what it is that we do, what we've done for all these clients and these clients and these clients, and how it may work for you as well. And then at the end of it, all I'm going to ask for is that you tell me if this is a yes or a no. The reason being that I don't want to necessarily waste your time in me having to chase you. I don't want to waste my time. I think everything that I'm going to share is going to be pretty straightforward, and you should be able to know more or less if this is something that you think is going to work for you. Does that sound good? And if they say yes, 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 then I dive into the next part, which is not expectation setting. I already went over that. What I go over then is problem awareness. Okay, so this is probably the place that you want to spend the most time, and solution awareness. Let's break this down. You want to make sure the prospect is clear on exactly what problem they have right now. Okay, so in my process with roofing contractors or even other agencies, because I have a program in which I help agencies scale. I do one-on-one mentorship, and then I also have clients that I do done for you services with. So really in this process, I'm trying to understand problems. And this is like a dual process, because on the one hand, I want to see if the problem they're having is even a problem that I can solve. Okay, so I asked them, okay, so what is it that first brought you over here in the first place? What had you interested in wanting to speak to me? That's a question I love asking. And then oftentimes, like maybe half the time at least, people will just spill the beans and say, "Oh yeah, well I've tried this and I've tried that and I'm not doing too well in that." And so what I thought is that I'd speak to you because I saw your ad, and then no 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 no, and they'll start speaking to you. Okay, and in my case, what I found the best, what worked amazingly for me was when I just straight up started asking, okay, so how many jobs are you getting? How many leads are you getting? How much are you spending? Why don't you think that's working? And I'd just be probing and probing and probing. Well, have you ever considered this as the potential problem instead? Okay, yeah. And then I'm giving alternative suggestions on how they could think about the problem. Does that resonate with you? Oh, tell me more about that. And then I always ask things like, how does that make you feel? If they say to me like, oh, well, the problem right now is that my sales reps don't have enough, work, or my sales reps are going to leave for the competition. Well, how does that make you feel? And then pause and then let them talk. Pausing is one of the most powerful techniques ever. You see, I think we're conditioned in the world to want to fill silence with something. When one of the most powerful things, even in the movie industry, is the dramatic pause. And I'll tell you that in a sec on how you're going to use that in the consequence section. But in problem awareness, it's very important to just allow the prospect to speak. You'll notice that the close is really only like 15% of the actual process. It's not a big part of the process. Why? Because everything else leads up to it, and that's about having the prospect share their world to us. And so in problem awareness, we're really getting down to what the impact is of having this, advertising problem or marketing problem or whatever problem it is that your solution solves, getting present to how painful that problem actually is. And we'll have prospects telling us that they're losing sleep over it, their marriage is falling apart. We'll have prospects telling us all types of things on how this is impacting them. And you want to draw that out as much as you can. And then that becomes ammunition for the next portion. Okay, well, you're saying that you're losing sleep over not having a solution to this. Well, what have you already tried? And now we're getting them present to how all the solutions they've already tried or are trying right now fail. And they're not actually getting the result that they want. Because when we don't go through this process and we try to close at the end, then they may not actually acknowledge that they have a real problem or that they've tried everything or that the solution isn't working. So we need to, again, have them realize the problem is very much alive and the solutions they've tried or are trying right now are not working. Thereafter, what we do is we dive a little bit deeper, into, well, what is it that they are currently using? Is it Facebook ads? Is it SEO? Is it, what is it exactly? Man, the lighting on my face is freaking trash right now. I wish I had something that I could just get my light out. But, we want to get them to tell us why they think it's not working. And here's the cool thing about this as well. If it is working, well, that's great. Is there anything about it that you would change, Mr. Prospect? It's very important to find the kink in the armor as well. And then we go to the consequence question. So, Mr. Prospect, you told me that these are all your problems. You told me you've tried all these solutions. It's taken you this long, and you still don't have a solution. Well, tell me, what would the consequences be of you continuing the way that you have right now, but for the next 5 years? I love asking that question because when I ask that question, I always use the dramatic pause, and then it. Oftentimes, I can hear like an audible reaction, like a gut-wrenching reaction, where if you've done all this properly, they will genuinely think about that question and think, wow, me continuing the way that I am right now for the next 5 years, well, that would suck. That would mean I wouldn't be able to do X, Y, Z. Right? And of course, in this process, you do want to get very clear on what their goals actually are, where they want to be, etc. And then usually for the close, what I like doing is I just share with them what the transformation is that I'm going to get them, right? That, hey, I'm going to help you get this transformation, which is reiterating their goals. I'm going to help you get to 7 figures. I'm going to help you get to this much revenue. I'm going to help you get to this many jobs per month. I'm going to help you get to this many appointments. I'm going to help you get to this many dental implants. And how I'm going to do it is by using this method that we developed. This is step one of the method, step two of the method, step three of the method. These are all the people that have gotten results with it. And now I want to break down the ROI. This is probably one of the most powerful things that I do in the close. I break down exactly how they're going to make money with by paying me. I'm going to justify my fees to them. I ask them, okay, what's your average job worth? They'll be like 15,000. Okay. I'll say, what's your average close rate? They'll be like, and here's the cool thing. A lot of these owners, they have like a big ego, so they'll be like, oh, 50%, 80%. I'll be like, okay, cool. Let me just be really conservative. Let's just say 25%. Okay. So that means that if I send you 4 leads, no, excuse me. Yeah, if I send you 4 leads, that'll equal 1 close. And I say, yes, is that correct? They'll say, yes, that's correct. And then I say to them, okay, so 4 leads is 1 close. And then I say to you, well, really, my service costs you just 2,500 a month. So do I think I can get you 4 leads in a month? Heck, do I think I can get you 4 leads in 2 months? Yes. If you close just one job out of them, your close rate is just 10%, you're going to make more than your money back. And in some way, we want to show them that it's a complete no-brainer that if I can't get you 4 leads in 2 months and you can't close one in 2 months, then I need a new job and you need a new job. And I don't think any of us wants to get a new job. So what do you say we do this? And in a more realistic case scenario, I'm actually going to get you 20 to 30 leads a month, right? And that's per month. So you're probably going to close what, like 5 jobs a month and make like $60,000. So you want to basically map out the worst case scenario and then have them see that even the worst case scenario is really not that bad, and so there's no risk for them. And so this was a sales process that I used to close. Like, I collected hundreds and thousands of dollars of credit card money just on my own. That's not including like recurring revenue, nothing. This is like new revenue that I collected myself. And man, this works really, really well. And if you want to talk a little bit more about sales, you can always join my free school community. You can check me out on Instagram at Ham the Kid. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I will see you on the next one. Peace.